Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning. Camera. All right. I think everyone's connected. Oh, understood. Hello, Jennifer. I'm Savannah.
Oh, hello, Sabina.
Hi. I don't believe I've seen you before.
No, I can't come Tuesdays usually, but the next two I will come.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Well, everybody looks like they're here. So today we'll go through the second session for this week. We're still on the cardiovascular health topic. So firstly, I'll just go through a little bit of education. Feel free to ask any questions, or if I cut out, let me know and I can repeat anything. And then we'll jump into some exercise afterwards. So today's topic is more in the line of the role of what resistance exercise can provide for cardiovascular disease. So studies show that regular resistance training is beneficial for increasing muscle mass and reducing fat mass, maintaining a healthy body composition. It also helps increase bone mineral density and muscular strength. Resistance training also helps increase insulin sensitivity and reduce your blood glucose levels, which means it prevents diabetes, which is one of those risk factors we covered maybe last week or the week before for cardiovascular disease. It also helps increase the HDL, so that's the good cholesterol levels, and helps lower the LDL, which is the bad ones that you don't really want to have a lot of. It also helps reduce blood pressure. So 3 to 3.5 millimmercury, I think it's millimercuries per gram or something like that, decreases in the systolic blood pressure and the diastolic blood pressure. So do you know what those two parts are with blood pressure? Yes. Like the systolic and diastolic?
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
Yes.
Sweet, compared to the control group. So those who don't do resistance training didn't have those decreases in their blood pressure. So this can give a 5 to 9% reduction in cardiovascular morbidity and an 8 to 14% reduction in potential stroke. It also helps increase your basal metabolism ability, which is your ability to burn fat while at rest. So that's like the lasting effect of doing resistance training. So if you do resistance training exercise in the morning, so more of a strength-based session, you're going to have that continued metabolism, burning fat throughout the rest of the day. So you might feel a little bit hungrier or things like that. So you need to try and make then those wise, healthy eating decisions to support what your body needs. It also helps lower arterial stiffness. So stiffness leads to increased systolic blood pressure and increases risk of cardiovascular events or cardiac events. And then the stiffness often occurs with aging, insulin resistance, hypertension, and diabetes. So that's that kind of closing of all your main arteries. Studies show that aerobic and resistance training combined can prevent arterial stiffness or delay the progression normally seen with aging. So benefits of resistance training are greater when combined with aerobic training. So the last few weeks of the cardiovascular health topic, we've been focusing a little bit more on the cardiovascular side of things. So doing more aerobic based exercises that gets the heart rate higher and for short periods of time, and then we're doing rest, and then we're doing little intervals like that. So today's session is going to be a little bit more combined. So they're going to be more combined with our strength-based exercises, and then every alternate one will be more aerobic. or as aerobic as you want it to be. So how much resistance exercise is enough? So the current guidelines recommend for frequency to do it 2 to 3 times per week at the intensity of about 60 to 80% of 1 RM. So that's a little bit of exercise lingo, but 1 RM means 1 rep max. So if you were to think about whatever the task might be, like a bicep curl, for example, we do bicep curls often. You can think of the heaviest weights that you could possibly do for 1 rep. So there's ways that you can calculate it. We don't recommend people go doing 1 RM testing by themselves. Make sure you do it with a professional. But if you were to dial that back to about 60 to 80%, that would be called like your 6 to 8 rep max. So that's the weight you can move for about 6 to 8 reps. That's how hard you should be working per session, for example. So in a more casual sense, it's somewhat hard. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. All right, and then the duration of exercise should be about 8 to 10 exercises. You're doing them for about 2 to 3 sets, and then depending on the exercise, it might vary in between repetitions, but the range is typically between 8 to 12 repetitions. And then trying to also hit all major muscle groups. So your chest, your back, your arms, your legs, and your abdominals, and vary it between body weight, free weight, using like the TheraBands and machines. Cool. That is everything from me. Any questions?
Only,
What was that, sorry?
I wondered, is it better to do your exercises in the morning rather than leave until later in the afternoon?
Yes, sometimes it comes down to preference and availability in the day. Like not everyone's available to do the exercise in the morning, so they just have to do it in the afternoon. But what I would recommend is if you're starting out and you have the option to do them in the morning, I would probably say yes, because you have the rest of the day where you're doing your general activities. So it might be the washing, or it might be the grocery shop, or it might be cleaning the house. Those small things, even though they're not quite maybe as physical as doing the exercise, help kind of balance out your body. So usually when you do exercise, and then say if you were to do it at nighttime, so you do your exercise, you eat dinner, and then you go to bed. You've got no movement in your body while you are sleeping, really. Like you might move a little bit in your sleep, but not much. The next morning, you're probably going to wake up more stiff. So if you do it in the morning, and then you've got all those kind of general activities that you do throughout the day, just help keep the blood moving. You don't have any buildup or kind of byproducts that your body creates with exercise, just kind of get stuck and sit there, and that can sometimes be what causes that stiffness that you feel in the morning. So typically you'll feel better the next day if you do some movement even after exercise.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. For example, I did exercise last night and I woke up this morning very stiff. I couldn't even reach my toes, and it was awful.
Thank you, Beatrice and Colin. I'm here.
Oh, we can see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Do you have any other questions?
Nothing.
No.
No? Well, let's get into some exercise. So like I said before, we're going to do a bit more of a variety between strength-based exercises and then more cardiovascular ones. So when we hit those cardio ones, the idea is to try and go that little bit faster. They usually typically don't have as much kind of weight or technique involved in them. So try and get your heart rate up. And then when we do the strength-based ones, try and focus on your technique and the breathing and the muscle activation. We're still going to be working in that 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest.
Sabina, do I need weights?
Yes, so I was just about to mention that now. So typically most sessions, all we need is availability with a chair. So in case we do some seated exercises.
Yeah.
Some dumbbells. So like 1 or 2 kilo ones if you have any, but it's not necessary. You can do most exercises without the dumbbells if you don't have it
Yes,
at the moment.
I do have them.
Yep. And
I-
then the other things we use is a TheraBand.
No, I don't have that. What's that?
Don't have that. So it's kind of like this. It's like a giant rubber band, and you
Yeah.
can stretch it.
Okay.
Perfect. Do we have your details, Jennifer?
Well, my husband was a veteran. He passed away. We 7 years in Malaysia, etc. But yeah, 4 years ago I had an aneurysm, and in America, the basically it caused a bleed to the cerebellum. I've had a very, very difficult time. I could not walk and could not talk properly. I've been at so many gyms now. I'm still at a rehab one on Mondays. Mondays.
Yeah.
And I still have speech therapy 4 years in. So as you can see, I'm pretty good now. But
yeah, excellent.
yes, and I spent 38 years as a lawyer. Yes, so in the middle of this aneurysm, I was doing a doctorate at the University of Queensland. Very, very bad. I had to go back for 2 years I had an operation on my head because of this, half-shaved head, looking like a positive freak. And I said to my sister, I can't do it. I'm not going. She said, oh, yes, you are. She said, most of the other people will have shaved heads also. They did, but not as crazy as mine, because it was one side was long and the other side shaved.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, I'm here, and I know Colin and Beatrice, and we've had a talk.
Yeah, perfect. Well, jump in today. If at any point I'm going too fast, just to sing out. And I'll slow it down and break it down a bit more. These guys have been going for a little while, so they might pick it up a little bit faster, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And then just feel free to take any rest breaks at any point. But yeah, we'll try our best to keep moving through. Everything I pretty much do at the exact same time. So if you're not sure, just kind of look into the screen and you can see whatever I'm doing. And I'll sometimes give options because depending on some of the things, Colin still might not be able to do them. So we'll have to give him a couple of alternatives. So you can either do those ones or you can do the ones that the other ladies are doing as well. Cool. Well, let's get warmed up. It's not the latest anymore. And jump straight into it. So I think you should be able to see me there. Excellent. All right, let's just start with some walking on the spot. Let's just get our legs moving. And then while we're walking, just try and do a couple of shoulder rolls. Good. And then back the other way. Good. All right, and relax. Hands out by your side. We're going for some small arm circles. And back the other way. Good. And drop them down. Just going for some arm swings. Relax the arms. Good. All right. Arms up by side, just creating a little right angle. And then we're just going for some twists. So just trying to twist through the spine. Get some rotation, trying to keep your hips as still as possible and rotating your top half of your body around your hips. Good. And relax. All right, we're just gonna go for a couple of roll downs to get a bit of mobility. So you guys face me, watch me do it as I talk you through it at the same time. But chin to chest, roll your shoulders over. We're just going for a couple of roll downs. So rolling down towards your toes. Try and open up your spine and your hips. Just find that end point where you can't really go any further. Deep breath. And then on the exhale, rolling back up. Good. And just one more. Chin to chest.
Plus, we've done that one over.
Exhaling on the way down. Inhale at the bottom. Rolling back up. Good. All right, we're going to go into our walking again, just really light on our feet. And then from here, we're going to move into our heel taps. So that's just where our foot comes out in front, taps our heel on the ground, and then alternating to the other side. Three, one, and last one. Good. All right, now we're going to go into our square step or box step. I'm just going to tilt it down a fraction more. All right, and then we're going to do our boxing at the same time. So you're going to imagine a square and you're standing on the back line. So you're going to step up to the front two corners, do two boxing punches, and then step back into the back two corners. So up, up, box, box, back, back. Good. Last two. Go forward, punch, punch, back, and forward. Good. All right. I hope we're feeling warm enough.
Yep.
Yep. Good. All right. So we're going to start our rounds of 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So it will feel like we're moving quite quickly, but I'll stay with the same exercise for 3 rounds before I move on to the next one. So once you learn that first one, it'll be the same for the next 2 after that round before it changes. So our first one, we don't need any equipment. Should be okay for you, Colin, but let me know if it's not, because you don't have to do, everyone can choose their own depth. So we're doing a little squat and then we're doing hip abduction. So it's just a little knee bend. If you feel comfortable, you can squat down really low, come up, and then we're doing a little hip abduction. So that's just taking your leg straight out to the side. So squatting down, hip abduction, another squat, and then abduction out to the other side. Is everyone all good with that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so timer, I'll start it now. We'll do it for 3 rounds, and then we're going to go into our walking, jogging afterwards. So won't be too much to remember. All right, 40 seconds. Let's go now. Squatting, leg out to the side. Try and use your tummy muscles, drawing in your belly button to your spine to keep your abdomen strong. When you squat, make sure your feet are hip width apart. So when you've done your abduction, it's making sure you're not bringing your leg back too close to your other. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. So in these 20 seconds, feel free to grab a drink of water. Whatever you need, just to have a little rest. 10 seconds left. Then we're going to go straight back into that same exercise. 3, 2, 1, and going again. Squatting, little leg abduction.
It's all balanced.
Good. 10 seconds left. And stopping there. Good. Little rest before we do last round of those ones. Feel free to grab a drink whenever in this 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and back into our last round. Halfway. How's everyone's balance?
Not too
Haven't
bad.
fallen over yet.
Well, that's good. And stopping there, a little rest. All right, 20 seconds here, and then we're gonna go to either a walk on the spot, or if you want something more intense, you're gonna be running on the spot. 5 seconds left of rest. And let's go. So you're either running or you're walking, whatever level you need, you choose it. Good. Nice work, everybody. Nice deep breaths through the nose. And then you can breathe it out through your mouth. Try to avoid any mouth breathing. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. How's everyone feeling so far?
They're good.
Good.
Good. 2 more rounds of that one. 9 seconds left of rest. 2, 1, and going again. Remember guys, as well, if you want to make this one harder, you can hold dumbbells in your hand for that little extra resistance. 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and rest. We have 1 more left. And then after this one, you'll have to grab your dumbbells if you have them to use for our next exercise, but just after 1 more round of jogging. And let's go.
Not too.
So just walking or jogging again. This is our last round of this one, then we'll use our dumbbells if you have them. Halfway. So in our next rest period, I'll show you what we're doing for our next exercise. 10 seconds left. 2, 1, and rest. Good. So if you have dumbbells, you'll be holding them, but you do not need them if you don't have. We're going to be alternating between our lateral raise and our front raise. So holding the dumbbells in your hands, you're going to go out to the side, back down, and then you're going to lift them out in front. So without the dumbbells, you don't need them. All right, let's go for it now, guys. Your 40 seconds started. Remember, arms don't come any higher than your shoulders. Out in front, make it slow and controlled, making sure you're using your shoulder muscles. As you raise up, you're still trying to keep your shoulder blades together. Don't let them flare out too much. Good, 10 seconds left. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. And resting there. Shake out your arms, do a couple of shoulder rolls if you need while we're resting. Whether you're using your dumbbells or not, making sure palms are facing down to the ground each time. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and going again. To the side, and then out in front. Making sure we're keeping our tummy on, that our hips are tucked underneath us.
That's great.
You should be feeling your shoulders starting to work now, if not before.
Yes, I did.
3, 2, 1, and resting. We have one more round of that one. And then we'll be going back to our walk jog after our last round. 10 seconds left. Everyone's shoulders okay?
Yes.
Yep.
And let's go for our last round. Out and forward. Good. 15 seconds left. So don't just drop your arms, you've got to control them down. Shouldn't hear any slapping sounds on your sides. Oh, and stop. Sorry guys, went a little over.
Moment is
Right, resting, grab a drink if you need, if it's nearby.
one part.
I'm gonna go into jogging in a few seconds.
Okay,
And let's go.
One bill.
So you're either in your jog or your walk on the spot, and you have your dumbbells in your hands if you want some extra resistance or upper body involvement. If it gets a bit hard, feel free to put them down at any time. 10 seconds left.
That's the first bill.
And resting.
That's after.
Good, nice deep breaths. Try and inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. 4 seconds left. I'm gonna do another round. And let's go. Back into your jog or walk.
Oh, tomorrow morning.
Increase the pace if you find your heart rate's not getting a bit high.
That's good because we're.
Good. Nice, everybody. Good work. Breathing through your mouth. No, sorry. No mouth breathing. 10 seconds left.
Well, I want to know,
Keep going, everybody. 4, 3, 2,
I
1,
get,
rest.
I-
Good. Almost there. Last round, 5 seconds rest. And let's go. If you can pick up the pace, go for it. Make sure you're keeping your breathing consistent. Everyone will have their own pace. Mine will be different to yours because I'm talking. Yours might be different because you're holding weights. Someone else's might be different because that's the leg. And resting. Good. Woo, nice. Pop down the weights. We won't need them for our next one if you're using them. So while we're in this 10-second rest break now, I'll show you what we're doing. So we're doing a curtsy lunge. So in this standing position, you're going to go back behind you like you're going to give a little curtsy and come back to standing. Does that one make sense?
Mm.
We alternate legs.
Yeah, alternate legs. So go from a nice hip width apart. You step behind, curtsy down, step back together, and then you'll go the other side. Making sure that it's hard to tell with my pants, but make sure your knee isn't falling inwards and that you're keeping it out. Does that make sense? And if you're feeling a bit wobbly, please stand next to a wall to hold on to, or have the back of a chair to hold on to if you're feeling a bit wobbly. All right, let's go with our curtsies.
Windowsill is good.
A windowsill is perfect.
Yeah.
Making sure you're drawing in your tummy muscles. You're not arching through the back. And when you lunge down, you actually want to lean forward a little bit from the hips. So if I turn side on so you can see, my body is actually leaning forward. Then I come up to standing, then I lean forward. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Does that one feel okay for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 more rounds of that one. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and back into it. Going for that curtsy. I lost balance.
Careful.
10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and resting. Good, we have 1 more left. Whew. 4 seconds, and then we're back into it. 1, and go. Making sure your knee is following the same direction as what your toes are pointing. Ten seconds left of this last round, this exercise. And stopping there. Who's a fan of the curtsy lunges?
So
Anybody a fan? Do you like those ones or not?
yeah,
Yeah?
they're okay.
They're
Bit
one of my
different.
favorites. They're definitely one of my favorites. We're gonna go back into our walking and jogging. So when you guys are ready, back into this one. Halfway. And stopping there. Good, little breather. Oh, welcome back, Colin. I did guys, if you want to unmute yourselves, you can, just because Colin's phone call was coming through. So I just muted you guys. That's okay. So if you want to unmute yourself for me to hear you, you can do that. I just can't do it on my end. Oh, we're back into it. Sorry, guys. Distracted. We're just doing walking, jogging. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. I don't know about you guys.
What are we doing?
We're just in our walking, jogging one.
Right.
You missed one of our curtsy lunges. And resting there. We have one more round of this one. Make sure you have a drink of water if you need, or wipe the brow if you're starting to get sweaty. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and last round for this one. Good. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and resting. All right, so our next one is a bit of a side crunch, but it's a bit of an interesting one. So I will pause the timer if we need to do it. But basically, you're going to be standing in kind of like a star position. So your hand's going to be up high. We're going to work the right side first. Let's pause the timer. So hands going to be up. We're going to be standing on our left side. So if you need something to hold on to, you can. And you're going for like a crunch, like so. So you want to think about your ribs and your hips getting closer together. And then we're going to do 20 seconds there. And then we'll swap over. So if you can see me, I'm actually bending through the spine here to try and get my ribs closer to my hips, and I'm using my torso to do that. You will feel it in your glute because that's helping keeping you stable. Does that one make sense?
Yes.
Yep. All right, we'll do 40 seconds. When I yell out 20 seconds, we're going to swap sides. All right, when we're ready, let's go. Hold on if you need. Exhale as you bring your elbow and knee together. Five seconds, and then we're swapping. 3, 2, 1, and to the other side. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and resting. All right, we've got 2 more rounds of that one. Grab a drink if you need. Ooh. 5 seconds, we're getting back into it. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Try to use your abdominals and your standing leg glute. And swapping sides. Four, three, two, one, and rest. Good. One more of that one.
Good.
Five seconds left. Three, two, one, and last round. Doing those side crunches. And swapping sides. Four, three, two, one, and relax. Good. Little rest. We have last round of walking and jogging, and then we'll do some stretches. So just 3 of those left. 3 minutes left of work. Good. And let's go into our jog or our walk, whatever you prefer. Five, four, three, two, one, and rest. Good, little rest, grab a drink if you need. We've got 2 left. You're on the home stretch, you're over halfway. Well and truly. 5 seconds left of rest. And let's go again.
Keep your head up.
Halfway.
Concentrate there.
Put it down, isn't it?
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and resting. All right, you've only got 40 seconds left of work. Three, two, one. All right, last 40 seconds, everybody. If you can go that little bit faster, then go for it. If you can't, that's okay. Just cruise through to the finish line. Only 20 seconds left. Only 10 seconds left. Deep breaths through your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good, nice work, everybody. Give yourself a pat on the back. You made it through. And we have once again done 24 minutes of work. And they have 6 minutes to go to hit that daily recommendation. Excellent, and nice work. Let's do a couple of stretches. So, because we finished with some shoulder stuff, let's go hands behind your back if you can, just holding your hands, and you're trying to push your shoulders back and open up your chest. So if you were here, you're going to be like so. Yeah. As long as it doesn't hurt. Nice and still, push your shoulders back. Good, and slowly release. Shoulder rolls. And we're going to go forward now. So bring our arm across our body. Other one comes underneath and pulls that arm towards your body to get a stretch around the back side. So Jennifer, keep your arms straight. This one. So drop your right arm down. Keep it straight. And then this arm comes as a bracket, pulls in towards your shoulder. Yeah. You should feel a stretch around this outside. Good, and dropping down. Let's go to the other side. Straight across your body. Then you come here. So your elbow should lock out. It shouldn't bend. Otherwise you won't get a stretch. Good, and relaxing. Good, let's go for our calf stretch. So just with a wall or something, you're gonna put one foot forward, one foot back, pushing against whatever is nearby for you to push against. Try to get a stretch in that back calf muscle. Good, and swapping sides. Good, and coming back. All right, that's us all done for today.
Excellent.
Well done.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good. Yep.
Hope everyone's feeling okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah,
All good.
all good.
All
Thanks.
good.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a